Hello, I'm Steve Shaw, National Coordinator of Football Officials and Secretary of Rules Editor for the NCAA. And today we're presenting the fourth in our series of media videos for the 2021 season. And we're going to be focused on game action from the weekend of September 18th. Now, even though we're only 3 weeks into our season, we see some emerging data trends, and I wanted to share those with you today. The first is game duration. We're averaging 3 hours and 17 minutes in our games, and that's down about 3 minutes from last year, so that's very good. Our points per game are slightly down. We're averaging 54.8 points per game, but pretty consistent with last year. And fouls per game are right on last year. We're averaging 14.8 fouls per game. Now, targeting, we're averaging 0.25 targeting fouls enforced per game. So that means in 4 games, we'll have 1 targeting foul that's enforced, and that's very consistent with last year. Replay stops are actually down from last year. We're averaging 2.1 stops per game this year versus 2.5 stops per game last year. But our overturns are very consistent year over year. We're averaging 1 overturn per game. The actual number this year is 0.98. Now, our replay time is 1 minute, 29 seconds for the review. And so that's very consistent with last year. But we've got a new measurement that we're looking at this year, and that is the total stop time. And that is measured from when the referee makes the announcement that we're going into a review. It includes all the work time, the announcement coming out, and then the reset, and we actually stop the clock when the referee blows the ready for play. And so far this year, we're averaging 2 minutes and 4 seconds with that. So that's a number that we're going to keep a close eye on, as that is the real stop time for a replay review. So I know that's a lot of data, but let's get on in and look at some plays.
Our first play this week, we have a snap to the quarterback. He's going to fake play action, then immediately is under duress. The quarterback's going to scramble around. He's going to give up significant ground, and then he's going to throw the ball far downfield, certainly across the line, but into an area where there are no eligible receivers. Now, we see the headline judge immediately react and head toward the referee to give the referee all the information that the pass crossed the neutral zone, but there was no receiver in the area. Now, as we go back and look from the end zone, we see that the edge of the tackle box is midway through the word Cajuns in the Ragin' Cajun logo. And the quarterback's going to scramble well beyond the tackle box, but then he's going to work back in, and he actually throws from back in the tackle box. But the rule says that if the quarterback is outside the tackle box or has been outside the tackle box and he throws the ball across the line of scrimmage extended, then there is no foul for intentional grounding. So once out, always out, in conjunction with the tackle box and the quarterback throwing the ball away downfield. Our second play this week is a kickoff, and the receiver's going to field the ball just outside the 5. He brings it back upfield, and we get a huge hit by number 22 of the kicking team right at the 20-yard line. Now, there's no call on the field, but the big hit alerts replay, and our first view of this is enough to say we need to stop the game and take a look at this from a replay perspective. And as we look from the end zone view, you're going to see there's no question the runner's not defenseless, so only targeting with the crown of the helmet is in play here. But we're going to see number 22 lower his head, lead with his head, so that's an indicator, and then attack the runner with the crown of his helmet. The contact is made into the shoulder and neck area of the return man, may have clipped the face mask, but with the indicator there and the forcible contact to the opponent with the crown of the helmet, this is a confirmed targeting foul initiated from the boot. So good job by the boot. Play 3 is another kickoff play, and during the kick, we're going to get a fair catch signal by number 82 of the receiving team. He's going to drift back into the end zone, try to catch the kick, but he muffs it, and then the ball lands in the end zone, rolls, and then ultimately rolls back into the field of play and out of bounds just short of the 1-yard line. Now, what's the rule on this? So by rule, we know that if the ball lands in the end zone untouched by the receiving team, the play is immediately dead, and we have a touchback. But here, the player touches the ball. He actually muffs it, so the ball is alive. And so if it stays in the end zone and he gets on it on a knee, then it's just a touchback. Or if it rolls out of bounds, it's just a touchback. But if it rolls back into the field of play, it's a live ball and anyone can recover it. And since the ball went out of bounds, the ball will now belong to the receiving team at the inbound spot, and we can see that the next snap is from just inside the 1. A very unusual play, handled properly on the field. Play 4, we've got a 2nd and 15 situation. We get a quick pass behind the neutral zone to the slot receiver number 5. He turns it upfield. We see he's hit, tackled, and the ball comes out, and his helmet comes completely off. Now, the defense is signaling that they have the ball, but as we go back and look at the low end zone view, we see that the helmet comes completely off, and then defender number 41 strips the ball before the player is down. Now, by rule, when the runner's helmet comes completely off, the play is immediately dead at that point. So this is good work by the crew to recognize the helmet came off first to kill the play and move to 3rd down for the offense. We also know number 5 must go out of the game for 1 play unless his team calls timeout. At that point, he can come back in. So good job by the crew on the field, and this is a play that would be reviewable by instant replay. Play 5, we get a short punt situation, and the kicking team's going to try to pin the receivers back deep. Now, as we see the ball bounce at about the 3, number 6 for the kicking team is going to try to down the ball in the field of play, and he's actually going to bat it back to teammate number 18 who downs it at the 1. Now, the college rule and the NFL rule, they're very different on these type plays. And as we look down the line, the college rule is focused on the position of the ball, and it does not matter where the players are located that are impacting the ball. And we can see on this play the ball clearly breaks the plane of the goal line. The back judge puts his beanbag in the end zone, and that signifies that the ball did break the plane. But the ball is still alive, and so when it's batted back into the field of play, it's live until number 18 downs it. And so this is going to be a touchback, and always focus on the location of the ball, not the players, as a punt team tries to pin the receivers back deep. Our last play this week is actually a 2-play vignette as we head into the 3rd extra period or overtime of a tied game. The score is 31-31 after 2 extra periods, and we're well over 200 plays into this game. As we remember our rule change, it's a player safety change. When we get to the 3rd extra period, the possession series for each team is a 1-play, 2-point try from the 3-yard line. Now, the home team has the ball first. They're going to run a gadget play, throw a pass into the end zone, and it's good for 2 points. And now the score is 33-31, and the visitors get their opportunity. Now, they're going to throw a pass, and it's going to be ruled complete on the field, apparently tying the game back at 33-33. Now, it's a tight catch, and replay is going to come in and take a look at it. And we can see from the opposite end zone that the receiver gets his hands under the ball, but he does not gain firm control, and the ball is loose and touches the ground. And then when we get a look down the goal line, you can really see that the ball is out and it hits the ground. So replay comes in, correctly overturns this to an incomplete pass, and now the game is over. The score 33-31. Well, that's it for our plays this week. And again, we appreciate your time invested in watching these videos. And based on feedback that we've received, next week we're going to go deep into targeting and hopefully use some plays from the weekend that can help illustrate the rule and the reason behind the rule. So best of luck to all this week, and stay safe and healthy.